Hey, how you doing? Dr. Martone here. And I put out a question yesterday, which I love. We got a whole bunch of feedback. Where does the flu go during the summertime? This is a question that I ask so many different people when we come across flu season and what is flu season? Why do we get sick? And we got some really great responses. I want to share some of them. Stephen writes, it goes under my awesome pillow. Which, Stephen, I really think that's where it goes. Somebody said it goes underground, goes to Australia. Mike says it goes to Peru. I heard that it comes down with the cold front. It goes on vacation, Kerry writes. I guess it just goes south for the season. And it goes nowhere. Well, it doesn't go anywhere. It's always here. The flu season is a made-up season. It doesn't just come from nowhere. The flu's always around. When they decide on what's going to be in the vaccine, they already decided on it in last April. So when you get vaccinated, you're getting vaccinated on a guess on what flu strain is going to be out there. So it's not the seed, it's the soil. And what I mean by that, there are some specific things that happen, and they're starting to happen now to your body that is wearing down your immune system. And that's why I'm going to start talking about the different things. I'm going to go over them right now, the things that you can do to protect not just yourself, but your family. Because as your children go back to school and your children get sick, we believe, or you believe, or some people believe that it is them getting sick that is getting you sick. And we all get sick around the same time frame. And we all believe that it's because we're all indoors. Well, it's not because we're indoors, because we're in the same indoors that we were in the summertime when we're in air-conditioned air. So then the question would be, well, the people can accept the fact that if you're on a plane, somebody's sick next to you, you get sick the next day, you think it's that person on the plane that gets you sick. Well, if that's the case, then how long do you have to be exposed to somebody that has a virus? Well, if it's only a 1 hour plane ride and they were sick and they got you sick, why can't we understand that it's when you're inside in these closed environments, because people make the argument that we're inside more during the wintertime than the summertime. Well, if you're working with people in a closed environment in an air-conditioned room, it's the same thing. It's the stressors. It is not the virus that you need to be concerned with. You need to be concerned with what weakens your immune system. So we're going to go over the top. I came up with 5 things. I could probably come up with 6 things. But the top 5 things that suppress your immunity for this going into the wintertime. The number 1 thing that suppresses your immunity is the time that the sun goes down in the sunrise. We're getting a shorter, especially in the northern hemisphere, we're getting less sunlight, we're getting less vitamin D. We are going to sleep a lot later after the sun goes down. That puts a stress on our system. We don't have enough internal energy for our body to function, immune system, digestive system, reproductive system. So what happens is it puts our body under stress. And the first thing your body is going to want to do is slow you down, put you to sleep. And what is that? That is a cold. You'll get a cold and your body will slow you down. So the one thing that suppresses your immune system is we go to sleep. We should be going to sleep earlier. We should be hibernating earlier. Get an extra half an hour a night of sleep, especially going into the time change. Because right around the time change, if you're not sick now, you're going to notice that you will get sick about 2 to 3 weeks after the time change. The incidences of cardiac, your incident or your likelihood of having a cardiac event rises by 20% within the first week, within the first month of a time change, whether it's spring ahead or fall back. That is how significant the time change plays a role. Second thing is something that's called allostatic load. The allostatic load in your body is that your allostatic load is under more stress. And one of the major things or the survival systems in your body is to keep the core temperature of your body at 98 degrees. The body will sacrifice everything that it's doing to keep your body at 98 degrees. And it takes an enormous amount of energy. It takes an enormous amount of energy to keep your body at 98 degrees in in a 30-degree day than in a 90-degree day or an 80-degree day. So the body wastes a lot of resources on that. And that's and what it will do, because you only have so much energy for your body to function, what it will do is it'll suppress your immune system, it'll suppress your digestive system and your reproductive system. So if you're not bundled up, or you're going outside, you're still in short sleeves and you're freezing, and you wake up and you go to work and you're still cold and you're chilled all day long, your body is wasting a lot of resources on keeping your core temperature at 98 degrees. So bundle up. Get your kids to bundle up. Mom, I'm hot. Dad, I'm hot. Well, it doesn't matter. Don't let them go out in short sleeves and shorts and go to school, because they will be sick. I guarantee you. It's not the cold air that's doing it. It's because we're not properly preparing ourselves. We're not properly bundling up. And then what happens is it suppresses our allostatic load, or it puts a lot of strain on our allostatic load, takes a lot of resources from our body, and our immune system gets suppressed, and you will get sick. Next thing, air gets a lot drier. Air gets a lot drier in the wintertime. So it's just like that's just like you have to use a humidifier during the wintertime, or a dehumidifier during the summertime. What ends up happening is when the air's a lot drier, you are a walking humidifier. You are losing so much water out your skin, and you're evaporating basically. So instead of like putting on the chapstick all winter long, or even if you have to use it during the summer, that's even worse. Use your lips as a determining indicator on how dehydrated you are. The back of your skin, you shouldn't be able to see white marks when you scratch. You're dehydrated. It's so important to drink at least half of your body weight in ounces every day, especially during the wintertime, for your hydration. So first thing, go to bed earlier. Actually, you can also take a vitamin D supplement. I recommend about 50,000 IUs once a week, not once a day. And then so get to sleep more, drink more water. Keep yourself bundled up. Number 2, eat green, live foods. We don't have as much live food during the winter time as we do the summertime. Ultimately, we get our energy from the sun. When the sun, transfers its energy to a leaf, and you eat that leaf, you're actually getting live energy. We tend to eat a lot more processed foods during the winter time, which is not good. You want to eat more nuts and fish and live foods. And if you do eat fish and meat, make sure they're not corn-fed. Or if you eat salmon, make sure that it's farm-raised, because it's the reason why meat and that type of stuff is good for you is because you want the animal to, remember, it's all about energy transfer. You want the animal to be feeding on a live food, not be fed corn. And you don't want your fish to be fed from a farm and just fed flake food and stuff like that. You want them eating algae. So if you get salmon, things like that, make sure it's naturally raised. Last thing that I want to talk about. So 1, sleep more. 2, hydrate. 3, keep your body core temperature warm. That's a little bit out of order. Number 4, you want to eat live foods. Number 5, the last thing I want to go over is that the number one thing that regulates your entire system, it regulates how your body digests, it regulates the allostatic load, it's regulating everything, is your central nervous system. There was research that was done a long time ago, but by getting adjusted can boost your immune system by 200% for 3 to 4 days after an adjustment. So make sure that your spine's aligned, make sure you're drinking water, you're getting sleep, you're staying hydrated, and you're eating live foods, and you're staying bundled up. So to answer the question, the flu goes nowhere during the summertime. It's always here. It's just the suppression on your system is less. It's not the seed, it's the soil. Remember that. It's your soil. You are creating. The reason why you get sick all the time at the same time are because the stresses are always the same. So if you can recognize that and be proactive, you'll be a lot healthier. Not just you, but your entire family. Thanks for staying connected.